Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms! And I would like to welcome all of you back here to the channel right here on YouTube.com. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy, and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. And not only would I like to welcome all of you back here to the channel, but I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to the 9th annual special edition StormsStream right here on YouTube.com. And my guest today on the StormsStream to discuss the hottest topics in wrestling comes from the UK. He's a loyal WWE fan, loyal member of DJ Storm's posse. Please help me welcome my guest, Ethan Craddock. What's up, Ethan?
What's up, DJ? How are you doing, man?
I am doing fucking amazing. We are here once again live on the channel with the StormsStream. Brandon, my dude. Welcome.
Hey, Brandon. How you doing?
Welcome. And Brandon's already holding down the chat. So far, we got 3 people watching. I'm assuming more people are going to be rolling in. But for now, we're going to work with what we got. Brandon, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. Holy shit! Holy shit! My man Nathan Best, also from the UK. He's staying up late to watch. Holy shit. Guys, hit that thumbs up if you haven't already done so. If you can give me a thumbs down, well, Happy New Year. Alright, so, why don't we get right into the festivities here on the 9th annual StormsStream? And what better way to start off the StormsStream than with the weekly show reviews, and we're reviewing all 5 weekly shows: Raw, SmackDown, 205, NXT UK, and NXT. So, even though we don't fucking want to, why don't we start with Raw? Oh my god! Is that JoJo I see? Is that my girl JoJo from Cali? Oh my god, JoJo, I love you. Alright, so, Raw sucked. So it started off with a big brawl. Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty much become a natural habit at this rate. So, there was a big brawl that started with Rollins and Lashley, which led to Cena coming out, which led to McIntyre coming out, which led to Lashley, Rollins, and Dean, and Balor, and then this fucking almost said six-woman tag, because it's been, like, so common now. But this time, instead of the women, they do it with the men. They do it with the men. No one gives a shit. Balor, Cena, and Rollins defeat Ambrose, Drew, and Lashley. And then Rollins begged, kind of demanded to Triple H, give me Dean Ambrose in an Intercontinental Championship match, and that was that. What are your thoughts on this, Ethan?
I mean, obviously the 6-man tag match, we've been seeing that with the women the past few months. Mm-hmm. And obviously, Seth Rollins felt that he deserved the title shot, and obviously he did. And he did. He went to Triple H, did exactly what he said, and he demanded it, and he got it. And that was it, man. Got what he deserved.
Alright, moving on. So, this is actually a good part of the show, because I loved the tribute that Hogan did to Mean Gene, and I loved that video package. I was actually getting choked up. Mean Gene, let me just say a few words about Mean Gene. What we got? WWE wants to brag about New Era. Wrong. Yeah, facts, Brandon. I can't wait till Double or Nothing either. But Mean Gene, even though I didn't grow up in the time with Mean Gene, I have watched a lot of classic content, and I have seen a lot of moments from Mean Gene. And Mean Gene, without a doubt, is probably the most legendary interviewer of all time. And a lot of people don't really realize this, but he literally had chemistry with everyone that he worked with. It doesn't matter who he was working with. Literally, even a jobber he had chemistry with. And that's something you don't really see nowadays. And, you know, it really does suck that, you know, he had to go so early. And I trust me, I know what it's like losing someone at a younger age. I mean, 76 really isn't that old if you think about it. So I can't imagine what his family's going through. But either way, my condolences go out to Mr. Okerlund's family and everyone that he ever knew. So I wish his family and his loved ones the best of luck, and may he rest easy. Would you like to say anything?
Well, I mean, even though Hulk Hogan, you know, he's had his kind of asshole moments in the past, I felt the tribute was kind of needed. It was meaningful, and you know, and Mean Gene was before my time as well, but he was a legend, and there's not that many interviewers that had chemistry with everybody like he did. I mean, most of the interviewers now, they just sound like fucking robots or some shit. They don't have chemistry with anybody. It doesn't feel as special as when he did it. You know, it's just not the same with him. I got choked up as well, as well. So
Brandon was actually saying that, like, I was actually doing, I was mixing it up with my charismatic personality. Yes, I actually was. I've interviewed a lot of wrestlers, including the one whose t-shirt I'm wearing. Shout out to Gunner Trash, who, the current North American champion, who recently had 2 successful title defenses at the WrestleMania YouTube tapings here in Jersey against Prince Akhenaten and Bright Lights Jared Foster. So, why don't we move on? So then we go to probably, this was probably like the only good part of the show, which was Rude and Gable versus The Revival. It was a good match for what it was. They actually worked very well together in my eyes, and The Revival got screwed again as Dawson had his foot on the rope. So I'm assuming that this match is going to be taking place again at the Royal Rumble, and that is when The Revival are finally going to get the titles. What about you? Oh, by the way, guys, JoJo, everyone, leave that thumbs up. I'm trying to move up in the world. So, what are your thoughts, Ethan?
I mean, yeah, it was a good match for what it was. I mean, I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I mean, well, can you really blame me?
Yeah, I feel
And the Revival's been getting fucked over so many times. It's just irritating because they're one of the best teams in the entire company. And they don't deserve that. They honestly deserve the titles. That's that. They deserve the titles. You're the best on your respective brand. You should be holding a title in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope they get what they deserve.
Yeah. Baron Corbin then defeated Elias. This is a boring fucking match. CM Punk chants, and rightfully so. We don't need to talk about that. And then we get to this.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah. Then we get to this horrendous fucking segment with Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Oh my God, Dion Patterson. What's going on, bro? I haven't heard from you in a while. Thanks for stopping by here on the StormsStream. I got Ethan Craddock as my guest. So,
man?
Yeah, Lesnar and Strowman. I don't know. What the fuck was this segment? What the fuck was this segment? Like Braun Strowman looked fucking lost out there. Whoever scripted this segment needs to be given the pink slip. Please, just get the fuck away from the creative booth. And scary thing is, Vince okayed this segment. I really don't understand how, this shit is going to, how this shit's going to continue. Like, no one cares about another Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman match. If I were Vince, I would have Brock squash Braun again. Yeah, Braun really is a dead act. WWE has themselves to blame because every single time they had the opportunity to give Braun the title, they just missed the boat on him. He even failed at his fucking cash-in. What are your thoughts on this, Ethan? Before I blow a gasket.
Man, that segment, like I don't know what the fuck that was. That was just it's terrible, and the audience wasn't even invested in it. It was terrible. Mm-hmm. I actually read somewhere. I don't remember where I read this, but I read that one of the reasons that segment was so bad was because Braun Strowman forgot his lines throughout the segment.
Braun. What are you doing, Braun? You're fucking yourself over, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
At this point, Braun Strowman's just, man, I don't even know.
It's just like a shrug of the shoulders. You just don't even know. It's too late for Strowman. Yeah, he should have gotten the title at No Mercy. Strowman became the Big Show. Yeah, right, he became the Big Show. Dion, Nathan, if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up. I'm trying to get this as my most liked StormsStream yet. Right now, it's competing with Tim Farley from Armbar Audio. Shout out to him. I don't know where he is, but he has the most liked StormsStream at 15. We're trying to get to over 15, at least to 20. That's my goal. I'm not sure if we'll get to it, but regardless, we are going to get to 20 one way or a fucking another. So, Dion, I want you to like that. I know, Brandon, I know you already like that. So, Ember Moon and Apollo defeated Jinder and Alicia, and no one gave a fuck. So then we had Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax in which was probably one of the sloppiest women's matches I think I've seen. I listen to me. I have not written any notes other than the results on this notebook I have right here. I'm just completely in shock at how WWE just continues to push Nia in a position. Nia is the most cringeworthy person in the company. She's one of. I'm not sure if she's the most cringiest, but she's one of. But
it's like in every match too, man. It's just ridiculous.
Dude, she needs to take a fucking step back, go down to the performance center, and do some fucking training, because she is going to be the architect of her own defeat. Every single opportunity that she's gotten, she continues to nearly injure someone, nearly kill someone, or put them on the shelf. She's done it with numerous amounts of people. And the only reason why I think she hasn't done it with Sasha is because Sasha is a legit cyborg. Sasha's a legit cyborg.
There was one spot, particularly in the match, where they were like on the edge of the ring, and I think Sasha was going for like a head scissor or something, and Nia didn't go down with Sasha, and like she just plopped down, and Sasha like hit her back on the floor or something.
The fuck was that? Brandon, do not give me nightmares. Do not. Or I'm coming after you. I don't even know where you live, but I'll travel the world to find you, and I will kick your ass. Maybe. So the main event was Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and it was somewhat decent, but you know, the fact that they just completely killed Dean Ambrose's heel character. Seth Rollins doesn't even feel right anymore. I don't know what, they fucking killed Seth and they fucking killed Dean at the same time. Literally, no one gives a shit for Dean as Intercontinental Champion right now. He needs to lose that title to Balor. And number two, Rollins has been put into a position where he has been just kind of a shrug of the shoulders guy. Like, really, no one gives a shit. Bobby Lashley cost Seth Rollins the match against Dean Ambrose. There you go. I mean, what more can I say? I mean, somewhat decent, but ultimately it was just another shrug of the shoulders moment. What about you?
I mean, yeah, it was a decent match for what it was, but like you said, both these men have been like completely like killed off, and like a rivalry that could have been so like great, fucking like it's nothing and just embarrassing. And you got Bobby Lashley going against Seth Rollins, who's one of the most boring guys in the company. It's just, I don't even know what to say about that.
Not even Seth Rollins can bring Bobby Lashley to a good match. I don't know what happened, because I remember Bobby Lashley being pretty good in Impact. I don't know what happened.
He was good.
I don't know what happened when he joined WWE, but it seems as though all of his talent and Impact just went down the fucking toilet. And now here we are. Bobby Lashley, no one gives a shit about Bobby Lashley. I'm surprised Bobby Lashley's still employed. But we are going to move on from the disaster that is Monday Night Raw, and we're going to talk about something that was actually pretty good, which was SmackDown. SmackDown, outside of one or two things, was a very good show. So it started off with Bryan just bashing people at a concession stand. He threw a hot dog. He threw a hot dog at a guy's face and then drenched the guy in soda while shouting "fickle" right in his face. And I was laughing my ass off during this entire segment. It was fantastic. He came out to the ring. He was attacked by R-Truth. And Bryan then defeated R-Truth. I thought the match would have gone on a little bit more because R-Truth, remember, he may be 46, 47, but he still moves around like he's 25. And he could easily have a great match with Bryan. After that, Styles attacked and sent Bryan packing. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I thought that Bryan segment was fucking hilarious, man. I'm loving this fucking vegan Daniel Bryan. This heel is just amazing. Yeah, like you said, R-Truth, man, he needs more noticeability. He's very, very good in the ring, especially for his age, man.
True.
I think he deserves a little bit more than what he's been going through right now. It was an okay match, nonetheless.
Brandon, don't bring up Jake. Fuck Jake. After what he did to me, screw him. Screw him. And the only reason why I'm not taking those StormsStreams down that he was a guest on is because I put way too much time and effort into that. He brought it on himself. He brought what I did, I said to him, on himself. He fucking stabbed me in the back. So, what we got here? Who is Jake? Sorry, this is my first stream. Jake, as in Jake Salig, he was one of my best friends. He was one of my most loyal fans. And during a period where my Twitter account was suspended, he turned his back on me. And don't mind my name. I made it when I was 12. I'll have to change it. I don't know who you are. I think you might. Heel Bryan is the best thing going. I don't know who you are, but welcome to the special edition StormsStream. I'm DJ Storms. But you know, he just couldn't handle my character. I don't even want to say character. I don't even want to break kayfabe right now because yeah, I do play a character on here. Exactly, Brandon. He's fucking fickle. Fucking stabbed me in the back, and then proceeded to continuously talk about me day in and day out. I appreciate the welcome. Sounds like your friend backstabbed you hard. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The fucking that 15-year-old squeaky voiced loser's out of my life. And if he wants back in, he's going to have to own up to his actions. He's going to have to own up to his wrongdoings. He's going to have to take responsibility. He's going to have to apologize. And Ethan, I'm sorry to delay and I'm sorry to rant. I know
you're good, man.
I shouldn't be doing that.
You're good.
But continue on what you were saying.
Oh yeah. I just think R-Truth should be in a better position than what he is because he really hasn't been doing all that much. And I mean, he's held tag titles and all that, but he hasn't really done all that much. I think with his athleticism, his ability in the ring is like second to none. He deserves a lot more, in my opinion.
True. So, then we had a very good tag team match building towards the Royal Rumble with Samoa Joe and Andrade Cien Almas versus Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali. There were a lot of great spots in this match. I love that fallaway slam by Samoa Joe on the table. I absolutely loved the 619 450 splash. There was a point where Rey Mysterio was locked down by Andrade Cien Almas. He kipped up, flipped over into a Canadian Destroyer on Almas. In one motion, it was fantastic. I absolutely love that spot. And then we had Mustafa with a tope taking out Joe. Andrade blocked the 619 into the gutbuster hammerlock DDT, and Almas picks up the win. Speaking of Almas, he's touted as one of the favorites to win the Rumble, which sounds, oh, really? Really, Nathan? I like that very much. I like that very, very much. Neek Minute. I don't know if you're already subscribed. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to leave a thumbs up, man. Welcome to the DJ Storms posse. I hope you like what I'm putting out. What were your thoughts on this match, Ethan?
I mean, yeah, it was a very, very good match. I mean, all four of these guys, they're amazing. They're amazing. All four of these guys are just fucking awesome. And when you put these guys together, you're bound to get a good match. If you can let them off the chains, let them do what they can, let them show what they can do. I promise you, they'll impress you. And I would love to see all four of these guys in a fatal four-way for, say, the United States Championship. That would be something that would be worth seeing.
I agree. Then we had Rusev addressing the crowd, and he said that Shinsuke's bones in his body is going to be crushed and all that, and Rusev's going to get his revenge. Shinsuke was in the production truck, and Shinsuke basically said, you were the one that caused the injury to Lana, because he kicked Shinsuke, and then Shinsuke landed on the back, or Shinsuke landed on top of Lana, rather. Rusev came to Shinsuke. Shinsuke then attacked Rusev with a beautiful Kinshasa, just like came off the screen with the Kinshasa. That actually made me laugh a bit. That was actually very funny. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Nakamura is one of those heels that just tries to get under your skin, man. That's what kind of makes him a great heel. No matter what, no matter how shit he's been treated, he's still a good heel.
True.
Nonetheless. And yeah, that Kinshasa spot, that really got me there too as well. I thought that was really cool. That was fun.
Nakamura and Rusev was enjoyable, but in the back of my head, like, why give Nakamura another shot when there's no more... Well, technically, there's no more rematch clauses. A Nakamura would have to ask for it. But technically, Rusev could technically go to the authorities and say, I want Nakamura. I wanna put him down for good. I'll put my title on the line. They'll probably do a no disqualification match for all we know. That's what I think that they're leading towards. Oh yes, that Canadian Destroyer was beautiful, but that's what I think they're leading towards, if I'm not mistaken. Which I have no problem with, because Nakamura and Rusev have put on some of the most underrated matches of the year. I love the chemistry that Nakamura and Rusev have together. It's absolutely great. Next we have The Bar versus the Usos. This was a very good tag team match. I like the chemistry between The Bar and the Usos as well. This was back and forth. I thought for someone to get a rematch clause, they would have to first lose the title. Blah, blah, blah. Nakamura versus Almas, leading to Almas versus Rusev. Well, Rusev has the U.S. title now, Brandon. So, if I'm not mistaken, if they're going to go with Rusev versus Almas at WrestleMania for the United States Championship, that would be pretty good. I mean, both guys are very good in the ring. Rusev is over as a babyface, so I think that would work out. But Bar versus the Usos, great match. I love the chemistry. Coming back and forth, suicide dives, super kicks. This was the part that I did not like. Mandy Rose caused the distraction by pretending she just came out of the shower. The Bar defeated the Usos. The Miz came out, wanted a title match. The Bar accepted. That was a terrible decision. Mainly because of the fact that, wasn't it just a few weeks ago that Gallows and Anderson got the victory in that 8-man tag match with the Bar, Insanity, and the Usos and themselves? So why aren't Gallows and Anderson getting a tag team title opportunity if they pin the tag team champions? Why are you going to put The Miz and Shane McMahon in? Look, I love The Miz, but this babyface role for The Miz is cringeworthy. It's just not the right way to go. And realistically, Shane McMahon, he's not the type of guy you're going to be putting in championship matches just out of the blue. Shane McMahon is a part-timer that you bring back for big-time matches to put over new talent, just like you did with Styles, just like you did with Owens. So why the fuck are you putting Shane McMahon and The Miz in there? This whole storyline just makes absolutely no sense, and it just doesn't belong on SmackDown Live. This storyline and the Mandy Rose Naomi storyline, where Mandy's acting like a porn star and all that. But what were your thoughts on this whole tag match and segment?
Yeah, I like the tag match. The teams have got really, really great chemistry together. And when you have teams that have great chemistry together, the match is bound to be better, just in its own right. Everything was good until the very end. Yeah, Mandy Rose comes out in a fucking towel or something.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't really understand that. And then at the end with Miz and Shane, I like the story they're playing out with Miz and Shane. I just don't agree with the fact that they're getting tag titles. I mean, you have teams like you said, Gallows and Anderson, and you got Sanity, teams that haven't been given a chance, and yet you're giving this to Miz and Shane? It's fucking 2019. Shane should not be winning any sort of titles. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous in my mind.
Absolutely. We'll see where that goes. Then, in the main event, we had a very good triple threat match with Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Charlotte Flair. Becky was firing on all cylinders. Carmella was actually doing very good work. They even got Heavy Machinery coming in. Yeah, exactly. Even got Heavy Machinery coming in. Shane McMahon's getting a fucking tag team title opportunity. Exactly, Nathan. So, there was a lot of good spots in this match. We had a Hurricane Rana by Carmella to Charlotte Flair. We had Charlotte Flair locking in the figure 8 on Carmella, and Becky Lynch coming from the top with a leg drop. Charlotte Flair hitting the spear. We had Charlotte taken out by Carmella. And then we had Becky dropping down into the disarmer. Becky gets the title opportunity versus Asuka at the Royal Rumble. I am very much looking forward to this match. I cannot wait to see this match. How about you?
Yeah, I think it was a very good match. All women played their parts, even Carmella. Carmella really, really surprised me in that match. I'll even admit, Carmella has been getting a lot better.
No, she has. The new babyface role.
Very slowly.
The new babyface role.
Very slowly.
Yes, very slowly.
Yeah.
But slowly but surely. If this was the Carmella that we were getting during her SmackDown Live title reign, then we wouldn't be complaining about that. We really wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was really excited once Becky won. And I think that they're going to put on a great match at the Royal Rumble. And yeah.
Do you think they're going to put Becky in the Rumble? You think they're going to put Becky in the Rumble?
What I think is, what I would do with that is, don't have Becky win, but don't Asuka win clean. Make it a fuck finish.
Well,
Becky in the Rumble, and she can go on to face Ronda Rousey. In my opinion, that's just feeling.
Oh, by the way, Bobby Mundo, what's up, brother? Here's the thing. I would actually have Becky lose clean. Because think about this for a minute. Asuka is the champion. However, she's just kind of... She doesn't really feel all that special still. So, if you really... Becky's the hottest thing in the women's division right now. So, if you were to give Asuka a clean win over someone like Becky Lynch, do you realize what that would do for Asuka? It would bring her back to that prominent role that she was when she first came up to the main roster and she had that undefeated streak. My bet is Ronda's going to interfere in that match.
Asuka needs to get her prestige back. She's been lost it for a while now. It's been gone for a very long time.
Exactly. Plus,
it's quite sad to see where she's at.
Yeah, but plus, by having Becky lose clean would only make the fans want to see Becky win the Rumble even more, if you think about it. I just hope WWE does the right thing.
Me too.
But overall, very good episode of SmackDown Live. Moving on to NXT UK. This is your specialty. So, episode 1. Episode 1 was a bit lackluster outside of the main event, mainly because of the fact that, they're still building towards NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. Speaking of which, after this StormsStream, I did post the rundown for NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. So if you want to go check that out, double check that out, that is up on the channel right now. So we started off with Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams getting the victory against Jamie Ahmed and Dan Maloney. What are you thinking about the team of Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams?
I mean, they've been impressive as of late. Very, very impressive. I mean, haven't really seen too much of it in the past, but I think they've really, really opened my eyes as far as tag team wrestling goes.
Trying to fix the camera here. All right, we got it. Do you think a possible tag team title reign in the future is coming around for them? What's up, Devin Crawley?
I think it's a possibility. I mean, I think they've been impressive to the point where they could. It's always a possibility.
All right. I'm actually liking them. I like Kenny Williams as well. They should definitely do more with him on 205 Live.
I agree.
Same with Amir Jordan. I think Amir Jordan could be a good babyface. So then we had Gallus addressing the crowd. By the way, I love that. I am a huge fan of Gallus. I've been loving Gallus. Joe Coffey is a beast. Wolfgang has a new sense of relevancy, and Mark Coffey's feeding off the energy that his brother is creating, that heel energy. Joe Coffey basically promises to win the United Kingdom Championship at NXT TakeOver Blackpool. What are your thoughts on Gallus?
Gallus, man, I think he's great. Personally, I think he's great, both on the mic and both as an in-ring worker. I think he can do great things. Possible, maybe he can even go as far as win the UK Championship. I think he has a shot at it.
I did mention that Joe Coffey. There's been like a couple of people in my eyes right now that are in prime spots that could possibly take the title off of Dunn. One of them is Joe Coffey. Walter to debut at the end of the show to confront Dunn, maybe. I would actually enjoy that, Nathan. But Joe Coffey.
That'd be interesting to see.
Very. But Joe Coffey, Jordan Devlin, because I've been loving Jordan Devlin's heel work, and possibly either Dave Mastiff or Eddie Dennis. And the reason why I say Eddie Dennis is because they've been bringing up Eddie Dennis's history with Pete Dunne, and with that being said, it's only a matter of time before they really cross paths. But I think that's another conversation for another time. We're going to move on to the press conference between Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm. What were your thoughts on this press conference?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was a good way to hype up the women's match.
Yeah.
Out of Blackpool, man. Both these women are great. Both
Yes.
these women can go, and I think it was a great way to kind of just fire everyone up for the match. It's pretty interesting.
We will get your predictions later on. Then we had Isla Dawn versus Xia Brookside. This really wasn't anything. It was just like a counter for counter match. Just a way to,
I really know to say on that.
Yeah, just a way to get Isla Dawn a victory. And then Isla Dawn was then attacked by Ginny, so I'm assuming that they're going to be having a match sometime. Then we had Ligero and Joseph Connors get announced for the next episode. Jordan Devlin then defeated Damian Weir, and Travis Banks came out to confront Jordan Devlin. What were your thoughts on Jordan Devlin and Travis Banks?
I think Jordan Devlin's a phenomenal heel. He's great. And I thought it was a good way, like I said with the press conference, good way to hype up the match. Anyway, both these men are great in their own mind. Obviously, the crowd loves them and everything. And I think they can do great things. This is a great way to hype up the match.
Do you have a feeling that Travis Banks might be the one to take the title off of Pete Dunne, or do you think Jordan Devlin's ahead of him?
Questionable for Banks. I think Jordan Devlin's more ahead of in the line to take the title off of Pete Dunne.
Yeah. By the way, that match that Jordan Devlin had with Pete Dunne, my God, that was a fucking great match. Back a couple months back.
Honestly.
And then the main event. This match went 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes for the grizzled young veterans. Do you reckon they might create a mid-card belt for the UK show? That's actually an interesting question. Before we get into the main event, what do you think?
Maybe.
But what would they call it, is the question. It's actually interesting to think about that. if they do create a mid-card belt, that would actually be pretty interesting. But right now, I don't feel that there's enough. Not necessarily enough, but the reason why they added a mid-card belt to the NXT brand, and don't worry about it, Brandon, you're good. The reason why they added a mid-card belt to the NXT brand is because there was just so much talent overflowing from NXT. NXT UK, it's a little bit more condensed and a little bit more organized. It's not as overflowing as NXT. So, I don't really think they really need a mid-card belt right now. What's up, Jesse? Don't worry about it, Jesse. Just leave that thumbs up and you're good. Welcome, Jesse. But, I don't really feel that they need the mid-card belt right now. But if they do, then I would say Joe Coffey, Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, or Eddie Dennis would be a very nice, inaugural champion in my eyes. And yes,
if Joe Coffey doesn't defeat Pete Dunne, I think he could even win that.
You really high on Joe Coffey. So am I. Great minds think alike, people. NXT UK. We're talking about NXT UK. But anyway, the main event. James Drake and Zach Gibson, the grizzled young veterans versus the Welshman duo of Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. This was a great tag team match for the limited amount of time it was given. We had Mark Andrews flying everywhere, Hurricane Rana to the outside. We had Flash Morgan Webster literally flip Mark Andrews over into an assisted 450. We had a running knee strike, inverted Rana combination to James Drake. Literally, James Drake could have snapped his fucking neck. And Zach Gibson broke up the pin. Then we had Zach Gibson do a fucking helter-skelter on the stage to Mark Andrews. And then we had the modified Ticket to Ride for a mid-card title. How about they bring back the European Championship? That wouldn't be bad, but isn't the United Kingdom Championship technically the European Championship now? So it wouldn't really make much sense, Nathan. But Zach Gibson and James Drake defeat Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster in a great tag team match to advance to NXT TakeOver Blackpool. And they will face Mustache Mountain. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I thought for the amount of time they got, they really got a lot in there, and the match was great. And there were many great spots in that. And I thought they even chose the right winners for that. I think they're gonna give Mustache Mountain a big bit that could possibly steal the entire show.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I've been loving Zach Gibson. I don't care when it was Zach Gibson.
Oh, Zach Gibson's amazing.
Such a great fucking heel, man. No, Jesse, no. You ain't crashing the StormsStream like that. But I was actually in Brooklyn. I was actually at TakeOver Brooklyn 4, and I saw that match with Zach Gibson and Pete Dunne for the UK Championship. Great shit. And, I was really hooked on Zach Gibson in that tournament. Shoes off if you hate Zach Gibson, without a doubt. But I'm not taking my shoes off now. I'd like to keep them on. Now, let's move on to episode 2. Episode 1 was a little lackluster. Tomorrow, stop crashing the StormsStream, Jesse. I will kick you from the chat room. But episode 2, I believe, was better than episode 1 in this case.
Yeah.
It started off with Ligero versus Joseph Connors in a decent match. I really like Ligero. I really like Ligero. I think Ligero could also be a mid-card champ if they decide to introduce a mid-card to NXT TakeOver. Not NXT TakeOver, NXT UK brand as a whole. Joseph Connors is good. He's good at what he does. A bit generic, but I feel like he could improve in time. Ligero ended up winning with that springboard tornado DDT. What were your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, like you said, it was decent. It was decent. Kind of a good way to start off the show in my eyes. I mean, don't really need to put too much excitement in there. I mean, what else?
Where do you think Ligero's going?
At this point, I really don't know. I really can't say. I don't really see him being anything too big at the moment. think he's just gonna stay doing smaller things and kind of just keep on building up for a little bit.
Wait, Jesse, please don't say any stupid comments. Please, Jesse. His reign has not been overrated. Pete Dunne's reign has been fucking great.
Pete Dunne's reign has been great.
A lot of people have been shitting on Pete Dunne and his title reign, and you know something? That just shows you how fickle the fans really are. So Daniel Bryan's right. There's a lot of truth to what Daniel Bryan said.
I don't think people realize how much Pete Dunne actually did that title.
Exactly.
I mean, he did from time to time in WWE. You gotta remember, he works in other companies that he gets the title in. So, I mean, because you don't see him defend it in NXT or anything doesn't mean he's not doing anything with it.
Exactly. So they'll have to, these fans got to get the head in the game. But regardless, moving on. Travis Banks defeated Tyson Tebow, and this was very quick. Jordan Devlin actually came out dressed like Travis Banks to try and get under his skin. Banks ended up standing tall. That's not what I'm saying. He's barely defended the belt, and people like him. He actually has defended the belt way more than Brock has, and I can name you all the opponents. In the 600 days that he's been champion, I can name you all the people that he's defended the belt against, and all his title defenses. Wolfgang, Johnny Gargano, Tyler Bate, Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Zach Gibson twice, Noam Dar, Danny Burch, Jordan Devlin, and now he's defending it against Joe Coffey. He's going into his 12th defense. So he's had a lot of successful title defenses on live TV. So don't tell me he's like Brock Lesnar. Do not tell me he's like Brock Lesnar.
Pete Dunne ain't nothing like Brock Lesnar.
Facts. Pete Dunne actually shows up. Oh! It's all about building the brand of the belt across the UK Indies. Absolutely. Absolutely, Nathan. But we ended up getting Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin announced at TakeOver. What are your thoughts on this before we move into the main event of episode 2, and then we got 205 Live?
Yeah, I think it could be a definite, maybe a show stealer. You never know.
This is the match I'm actually most excited about.
Yeah, both these men can work. I think they're both a little bit underrated in my eyes, but
they are very underrated.
Potentially be a very underrated gem.
I think NXT TakeOver as a whole is going to be a very underrated gem.
Yeah.
Jordan Devlin went from being a generic guy to one of my favorites of NXT UK. Yeah, he really has. Same in my eyes. But in the main event, Gallus defeated British Strong Style in a great 6-man tag. Joe Coffey pinned Tyler Bate for the win as Pete Dunne watched on. What were your thoughts on this?
Great match. Great fucking match. And I was actually surprised that they won against British Strong Style. I was highly expecting them to pick up the win in this sort of instance.
Yeah, true.
Also, I gotta say, Trent Seven, man, I think he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves.
He doesn't.
Trent Seven is amazing. I think he's the most underrated member of British Strong Style. I think he deserves a lot more notoriety. He has a lot of heart, and he can perform in the ring very greatly. He does a lot for Progress, too, and I'm very impressed with him. I think he deserves a little bit more attention than what he's getting at the moment. Absolutely.
Both ways. You're right as well, Brandon. All right, but better episode for episode 2. I cannot wait. Wait, who's Mary's? Jesse, Jesse, take a break from trolling because you're actually botching your own responses in the chat. Chill out, Jesse. Oh my God, don't give him any idea. Nathan, don't give him any ideas. But anyway, we're moving to 205 Live. This was actually a very good episode of 205 Live. The crowd was much more alive for it, which was very good. Started off with a good match between Noam Dar and Tony Nese. And, oh my God! Where have you been, man? Holy shit, my man Zach Albert, a StormsStream star himself, and the man who was in my fan interviews for NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. Zach Albert is in the room. The breath of the wild. You damn right, Zach. You damn right. So Tony Nese and Noam Dar, and Brandon, I was going to talk about that. Tony Nese. Yes, is very underrated, but Noam Dar. I want to just say one thing about Noam Dar. I don't want to say Noam Dar is boring because I'm a fan of Noam Dar and he can have a great match. But I feel as though he needs to be paired with the right people because there were points in this match where it just kind of felt a little boring. It picked up near the end, but I feel as though Noam Dar, he's not a bad wrestler. He's not that generic. I feel he just works a bit too slow of pace. His character's fine, but the pace that he works is a little too slow, a little bit too methodical, and I believe that slow pace is what kind of makes the matches a little bit boring. Not entirely, just a little bit. But it was a great match nonetheless. We had some great spots. Tony Nese is highly athletic. Tony Nese, I feel, is well overdue for a Cruiserweight title reign. Noam Dar ended up getting the win. I have no problem with it. It was a good match. It was competitive. Dar would be a good fourth for Gallus. Hey, you never know. But what were your thoughts on this match?
I mean, yeah, Tony Nese, he can work. He definitely deserves a shot at the Cruiserweight title. I like Noam Dar. Yeah, he's a little slow, but he can have a great match. He's a very, very great technical wrestler. Doesn't really need all that high flowiness to put himself out there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, very great match. Very great starter to the show, in my opinion.
I'm confused. What does the winner receive from the tournament? Are you talking about that 205 Live NXT UK NXT tournament announced for the Rumble Access that's being taped? I see that. Then we had a segment with Mike and Maria saying that they will fight all the newcomers coming to 205 Live. I don't even know who these newcomers are, so it's actually going to be pretty interesting seeing where that comes around. Leo Rush said he was coming for the Lucha House Party, so we're going to get some interesting matches. Stop saying Maria is the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Jesse. Then the main event, and I tweeted this out. The first time that Hideo Itami and Cedric Alexander faced off in that Cruiserweight Championship match, it was a decent match, but I feel as though the pace of that match really made it a little lackluster, and the pace of that original match 6 months ago really held those two guys back, and it really kind of made the match a little lackluster. This one, the pace was entirely different, and that's what made this match a very good main event. We had a lot of great spots. Hideo Itami, diving clothesline, Cedric Alexander connecting with the neuralizer, Cedric diving over the referee to take out both Hideo and Arya Daivari. This was probably one of my favorite spots of the month. Hideo Itami has Cedric out on the apron. Originally, I thought Itami was gonna like suplex him on the apron, but Hideo, like a fucking psychopath, does a fucking Falcon Arrow off the apron to Cedric onto the floor. Cedric's spine fucking shattered. I swear I couldn't help but recoil. Probably one of the most brutal spots I've seen in a long time. A long time. And in the end, we had Cedric trying to get the roll up. Hideo countered, spinning back fist into the basement dropkick, and then the Dragon Sleeper knee strike. Hideo Itami is going to the Royal Rumble. We got Hideo Itami versus Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa versus Kalisto. That is a Cruiserweight Championship Fatal 4-Way. I cannot wait for this match. What did you think of Hideo Itami versus Cedric Alexander?
I personally thought it was a great match. Both these men, Cedric and Hideo, are amazing. They're both amazing. And I thought that Hideo winning was really what he needed. Hideo Itami deserves this shot. I think he's been a little underlooked since he got the 205 Live, and I think he just needs a little bit of a boost in my opinion, because Hideo Itami is amazing. He deserves to be doing so much more.
Yeah. Jesse, if you're asking me who's gonna win between Buddy Murphy, Hideo, Akira, and Kalisto, I'm saving that for my Royal Rumble predictions. But anyway, great episode of 205 Live. Next, we're actually on 50 minutes. Jesus. We're on 50 minutes. Let's go through NXT, and then we're going to get into AEW. We're going to talk about Double or Nothing and Kenny Omega and other wrestlers. And then we're going to get Ethan's predictions on NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool. So NXT was a great show with 2 great matches and a lot of progression towards TakeOver Phoenix. Gargano kicked off the show. Gargano said, here in NXT, it's all about wins and championships. So, he's going after the North American title in Ricochet. Ricochet then comes out, says no matter what, he's going to remain champ. Then Ciampa comes out and says that he's just like egging them on. Gargano says, you're still a piece of garbage. Get out of here. Aleister Black then appears on the screen, and then Black attacks Ciampa, and then he sends him packing. No Gargano. No Gargano on 205 Live. Gargano is the next Daniel Bryan. He needs to go to SmackDown Live. But...
Oh, no.
Yeah. No Gargano on 205 Live. No, sir, or else I'm burning WWE headquarters to the fucking ground. Super kick then to Ricochet by Johnny Gargano, and that's how that ended. Oh my God, it's Kate. Oh my God, it's Kate. Holy shit, Kate, where have you been? Where have you been, Kate? Kate, you were waiting until we talked about NXT. I bet you were here this entire time. You were just waiting until we talked about NXT, and then you were gonna say something, Kate. Kate, be sure to leave a thumbs up. We're like halfway there. We're halfway to 15 likes already. Keep going, guys. So what were your thoughts on this opening segment? I knew it, Kate. I knew it.
I thought it was very entertaining. Very entertaining way to start off the show. And I love the spot where Johnny Gargano had super kicked Ricochet. That sell by Ricochet, I thought it was great. I thought it was an amazing sell.
Great shit.
The way he just kind of like plopped to the ground on his back.
All right. Then we had a announcement by Regal that it's going to be the War Raiders versus the Undisputed Era at TakeOver Phoenix. And yes, Brandon, TakeOver Phoenix is looking great. Bianca Belair defeated Nikki Cross, and it was a great match. And yes, trust me, like I know people like when I rage and when I go off DJ Storm style, but sometimes, I'm a wrestling analyst. And no matter how charismatic and how pissed off that I get with the WWE, I gotta throw in a lot of analytic shit. And we're gonna talk about that with Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross, which was a very good match. Very good match, and a great send-off for Nikki Cross. Bianca Belair is really coming along. I love the athleticism from Bianca. To a certain extent, she is a bit overrated. A little bit. Not overbearing. She is a bit overrated, but I'm still a fan of her. Bianca Belair hit that basement. Shayna's going to keep her title. Without a doubt, Kate. Shayna hit that, backdrop stunner on the floor. We had Belair and Nikki Cross going at it. Then we had a KOD. The KOD by Bianca Belair, and that was the end of Nikki Cross. Great match. What were your thoughts on this?
Yeah, obviously I was excited to begin with because Nikki Cross, she's one of my absolute favorites. I mean, she's amazing. She's amazing. And the match that her and Bianca Belair got, it was great. I might not be the biggest fan of Bianca Belair. Don't hate me. But she's definitely coming along. She's definitely getting there. And her and Nikki Cross really got a great match. I thought it was a good way to kind of send off Nikki with a great match with Bianca. even though she didn't win, still thought it was a great match. It was amazing.
That's right, Jesse. I am very underrated. I should have at least 5,000 subscribers by now. That's why I need you guys. Yeah, I need you guys to fucking tell everyone. I need some subscriptions, baby. I'm trying to get to 200 by the Royal Rumble. Yeah, why aren't I employed by the WWE? Come on. Oh my god. No, Jesse. No, Jesse. Yes, Zach, you are underrated. We are not mentioning fucking X3 on this StormsStream. We are not mentioning him.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. I don't care if you're a fan of him, Jesse. This is uncharted territory. This is uncharted territory for that shill. I don't want to hear of him at all. I don't hate him as a person. I really don't. But as a wrestling fan and as a content creator, the guy is annoying. The guy is an absolute embarrassment. But anyway, before some of his fans start trying to come at me and, some of his fans trying to troll me, let's move on from that idiot. And let's talk about the Street Profits. And the Street Profits promised to come back and take over NXT in 2019. And they're going to be in action next week. Jesse, stop trolling. I will kick you. Then we had Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. The European Union defeating a couple of jobbers in a fast-paced, crazy-ass match. So, I would like to get your thoughts on Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. Where do you think they will go in 2019?
Maybe just if they can be built up just a little bit more. I think they'd be great competitors for the Undisputed Era. I think they could get a great match out of them as well. I think they're very, very talented, obviously. And they showed tremendous talent in that match against those whoever they were.
Couple bums.
So maybe the title shot.
We'll see how that goes. Bartel is still with NXT UK. I feel as though they're going to succeed more in NXT UK, more so than just regular NXT. No, Dion. I think Fabian Eichner lost that Evolve Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Did he lose it? Do you know if he lost it, Ethan?
Wait, what?
Like, we're talking about Dion Patterson was talking about how Fabian Eichner, if he was still Evolve champion or not. Do you know if he lost it or not?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to check in on that because I have no idea.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Zach Albert coming in clutch. Zach Albert is big on the indies, and he confirmed, yes, Austin Theory defeated Fabian Eichner to win the title. Thank you very much, Zach.
All right.
So,
all right.
We had that. And then the main event was a very good match for the minimal amount of time it was given. Adam Cole defeated EC3. And I really liked this match specifically because it played in to both men's strength. I like the fact that EC3 is just a powerhouse, just ragdolling Adam Cole around. Adam Cole's with the swift strikes. That's Adam Cole's bread and butter right there. Adam Cole ended up winning, but the War Raiders came out of nowhere. And took out the Undisputed Era. Next week, we actually got Keith Lee versus Cassius Ohno, so that should be pretty good. Yes, Adam Cole is must-see. What were your thoughts on Adam Cole versus EC3? And then we're going to talk about AEW as we are approaching 1 hour.
I thought it was a good match. I think both Adam Cole and EC3 are great athletes, obviously. I mean, we all know they're great athletes. And I thought, it was a very good match and a very good way to also, like Nikki Cross, just to kind of send off EC3 when he goes to the main roster. I thought it was a great match, nonetheless.
Very good episode of NXT, and that wraps up the weekly show reviews. I wonder how long the Undisputed Era would be together, including on the main roster, before they turn. I don't think they should turn at all. I think they should stay together for the next few years. I just gained 2 more subscribers. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Keep up with the subscriptions, people. Keep them up. 200 by the Royal Rumble. Tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your dogs, tell your fucking friends from another fucking galaxy. Do whatever you need to do. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Jesse. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see, Jesse. That's what I want to see. Keep telling your friends. So, let's talk about AEW, shall we?
Yes, we shall. Let's do it.
So, I would like to address something about, no, don't you dare, Jesse. I would like to address something, about AEW. And I would like to say that I don't really want them to forcefully go off and compete with WWE. If there is to be competition with AEW and WWE, I want it to happen organically. Don't just declare war on them like this is the Monday Night Wars. Because I don't feel as though AEW is going to go anywhere if you're just constantly competing with WWE. Let it happen organically. That's why All In was so great. Because it was just so organic and it wasn't trying to be anything that, you know, it wasn't supposed to be. And yes, that's a very good idea. Pac versus Hangman Page for the AEW Championship at Double or Nothing. That would be great. AEW has potential, but they need to be careful with every move they make. They do need to be careful with every move they make. They need to find themselves a television station. MJF is really one of the brightest and youngest heels. Yes, he is. I fucking love MJF. He's going to be a star. But AEW, I want them to focus on what they are doing, and I want them to organically get themselves over, organically gain fans, and hopefully, the competition should happen organically. And then, who knows? Maybe we might get some competition. Maybe a fire will be lit under WWE. Maybe WWE will have no choice but to change, but you have to remember that the XFL is coming up, and Vince could very well leave to go do his duties for the XFL. What are your thoughts on this, Ethan?
Yeah, like you said, I don't think they should go head on with challenging WWE. I mean, it should just happen organically. And honestly, I don't really like all these fans saying that All Elite Wrestling is going to compete with WWE when that's not really the intention of the show. It's just about enjoying what we all love. It's not about competition. Not everything has to be about a competition.
Yeah. I think Jesse reminded us that Impact was once competing with WWE at one point, and they really got shut out. And now Impact has to rebuild itself back up. It's doing good things because Zach, I know, has been telling me how good Impact has been getting. And when it was on Spike, it was competing with Monday Night Raw, I believe. That didn't really work out too well for them. So I believe what... Oh my God, is that Sid? Is that the nerdy Mark? Is that Sid? Holy shit, Sid, where have you been? Be sure to hit that thumbs up, Sid. Thank you so much for joining, Sid. We're talking about AEW. It's in the flesh, baby. So, I would actually like to talk about the championships for AEW before we move into Double or Nothing. So what type of championships will you think we'll be seeing? More specifically, the mid-card championships. Outside of the AEW World Championship, the women's and the tag team, do you think there's going to be a cruiserweight? And if so, who do you think would be the first one to hold that? And do you think there's going to be a mid-card title? And if so, who do you think is going to be the first one to hold that one?
For a cruiserweight title... I mean, maybe. It would be interesting to see nonetheless. I think it could definitely give them a little bit more titles than what they got, obviously. And to hold it first, honestly, maybe you could put Bandito in there.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
You know, I think M-Dog, Matt Cross, he faced off against MJF at All In the opening contest. You're damn right, DJ Storms for Universal Champion. But MJF faced off against Matt Cross in the opening contest at All In a decent match.
Yeah.
And Matt Cross is actually very good at what he does. That was the first time I saw Matt Cross wrestle, and he impressed me. So if Matt Cross wanted to, I think they could give the Cruiserweight title to Matt Cross. I think Matt Cross would favor pretty good. So, if they wanted to do that.
Matt Cross, yeah, maybe, possibly.
It really does depend. I mean, a lot of people would say that maybe Pac should, but Pac is above the Cruiserweight Championship. So,
Pac is way above the level of it.
He's World Championship material, without a doubt. For Intercontinental Champion, Jesse actually suggests MJF. And that would be pretty good. Another one would be Joey Janela, since he's signed.
Joey, yeah.
I saw Joey Janela face off against Crowbar. That was the first time I saw Crowbar and Joey Janela wrestle live. That was back in 2014. I still remember that like it was yesterday. What do you think they're gonna do with the women's division? Do you think they're going to just keep it with a regular singles title, or you think they're going to add tag titles like WWE's going to do?
I think they'll stick with singles titles for the moment, just for the moment, until the women's division can get more notoriety, and then maybe they could add a tag titles in there. But at the moment, I think they'll just stick with singles titles. I have a feeling it really does depend on the depth of the roster. The depth of the roster is really going to determine who is a champion and who is not, and how many titles they really have. You need to think about that. So, if they just have a decent sized roster, then they'll probably keep it to 3 or 4 titles: tag team, mid card, all that other shit. Penelope Ford versus Britt Baker for the title. Okay, that wouldn't be bad at all. Okay, they should really put Tessa Blanchard in there as well. I'm not sure if Tessa Blanchard is going to stay with Impact, but Tessa Blanchard would be a huge signing for AEW in the women's division. Huge. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Double or Nothing, which is taking place on May 25th in Las Vegas. So,
very excited for that.
Oh, without a doubt. Double or Nothing. What type of matches can we expect to see? That's actually what I'm more interested in. Because the first one, All In, had some matches that a lot of people thought couldn't be topped. Because, they're trying to top All In now. Look at the matches that we had on All In. We had Joey Janela and Adam Page in that brutal Chicago street fight. We had Kenny Omega and Pentagon Jr. We had Marty Scurll versus Kazuchika Okada in what was probably the match of the night. And that really solidified Marty Scurll as a main event talent. And then, of course, we had the 6-man tag between Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito, and then the Young Bucks and Kota Ibushi. So most likely there's going to be some New Japan stars appearing on Double or Nothing. I would definitely bring back Marty Scurll, and I would actually have a rematch for, what was that one pay-per-view? That one pay-per-view back in the fall where Cody Rhodes defeated Juice Robinson for the United States Champion, the IWGP United States Championship. What was that one New Japan pay-per-view? I think it had Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll competing. I would love to see a rematch between Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll, because I haven't seen too much of Will Ospreay. So I think Will Ospreay and Marty Scurll would be pretty good.
Right, yeah, he's great. Especially you saw him at Wrestle Kingdom 13 against Kota Ibushi. Will Ospreay is amazing.
Jesse, I have not seen too much of Jay White. I have not seen too much of him, so I can't give you an honest opinion on him just yet. Kenny Omega, if he's competing at Double or Nothing, And there's been rumors going around that he is signing with All Elite Wrestling. He's not going to WWE. Kenny Omega has a lot of interesting opponents because you could go either way with opponents like Chris Jericho or Cody Rhodes, or you could do another match with Kazuchika Okada. It really does depend. It really does depend in a way. I don't know if they're going to have Cody Rhodes or Kazuchika Okada make it to Double or Nothing, but Kenny Omega's future really right now is up in the air. But those are just some people that I would like to see him face off against at Double or Nothing. I have a video coming about Kenny Omega. I'll try and get that. Oh yes, Theon, I forgot about that. Pac versus Kenny Omega. That's a money match right there. That is a match I would love to see.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I would. Take my fucking money right there, man.
Holy shit. How about Hangman Page? Well, where do you see Hangman Page at Double or Nothing?
Well, maybe even after that confrontation with Pac, could put him against him.
Absolutely.
That would be a great match to see.
Absolutely. What about some? You think some Impact stars are going to be appearing as well at Double or Nothing? I know Brian Cage did.
I don't know. I haven't really heard anything on that, but maybe.
It really is a tough call because the roster for AEW is really shaping up right now. It's just a start. But one match I would really like to see is if they have the AEW Women's Championship established, I would love to see Tessa Blanchard versus Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. Think about it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good one right there.
Okay.
What other wrestlers, as of right now, and this is the last topic before we get into NXT UK TakeOver predictions from you, because I already did mine. What other wrestlers do you think could be joining AEW?
Well, from WWE, maybe possibly. You could stick the Revival in there. You could stick the Revival if you put him against maybe Young Bucks. I think that would be a great match to see.
We have to see that match at some point. Who else?
Let's see. Who else?
Chelsea Green is signed with WWE, Brandon. That's not going to work.
I would really like to see maybe Mike Canales even go to AEW.
Well,
he's been a little.
He is with 205 Live, and 205 Live is run by Triple H, so you could put your faith and trust in that.
Maybe, but I think he'd still be good. I think he'd still be pretty good over there.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Nathan, yeah. Zack Ryder, definitely go to AEW. Zack Ryder has he has plenty of years left in him. Very underrated talent. I would love to see Apollo Crews. If they don't do anything with Apollo Crews, he could go to AEW. And yes, Dalton Castle wouldn't be too bad. It really is a toss-up if you think about it, because it almost feels a little too early to call a lot of the wrestlers for AEW. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. That's probably going to take shape in the coming months, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me take a little drink. And why don't we get some NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool predictions from Mr. Ethan over here. So, no, Jericho should not go back to WWE, Jesse.
No, absolutely not.
So, number one, let me get your prediction on the Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake, versus Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate.
For this one, it could go either way, but me personally, I'm going to go ahead and go with Mustache Mountain on this, because I think they're kind of the underdog team going into this. I think them holding the UK tag titles could really, really do a lot I mean, they could do a lot of young veterans, but I think mustache rival team to in my opinion.
So, from there, who do you think should be challenging Mustache Mountain at the next NXT UK takeover?
I couldn't say really. I mean, I think there's a couple people lined up to take their spot.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really be able to tell who, honestly.
If you had to pick one, because there's a lot of picks, you can go with the Grizzled Young Veterans, Gallus, the European Union, Flash Morgan Webster, and Mark Andrews. Yeah, Coffee Brothers. Yeah,
I'd probably go with Gallus in this instance, considering that they defeated British Strong Style. I think that could be a little boost for them to get into the tag title picture.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Eichner and Bartel possibly with Walter. You're gonna have another faction as well. You're gonna have the European Union. You're gonna have Gallus and British Strong Style. Jesus. The Nerdy Mark, aka Sid, he's got the wheels in his head turning there. All right. How about your prediction on Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin?
Well, this match really has an unpredictability factor.
Yes.
But if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Jordan Devlin on this one. Probably. I think he's a great heel.
Yeah.
He's gonna get great heat. Travis Banks is also great. I've watched him every so often. But Jordan Devlin, probably my pick for this.
Yeah.
If I had to choose.
How about Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff in a no disqualification match?
Another unpredictability factor within this one. Obviously, going to be a very brutal match. Both these men are great. Obviously, Dave Mastiff, he's a phenomenal athlete. For a guy his size to be able to move around the way he does, it's you don't really see much of that.
Excuse me.
Assistance, I'd probably go with Dave Mastiff.
Yeah.
Just if I had to pick out of this unpredictable match, I'd probably have to go with Dave Mastiff.
It really is tough to call. If Kenny Omega joins WWE, what brand should he be on, and who should his first feud be with? To be quite honest with you, let's take a break from the takeover predictions just to answer this question. It's a tough call because you can argue all three brands. You could argue NXT, you could argue SmackDown, you could argue Raw. NXT because look at the matches you can have in NXT with Kenny. SmackDown because SmackDown is much better than Raw. Raw because Raw needs new talent in the main event, but I don't really trust WWE to do Kenny right. So I would just say put him in NXT. What about you?
Obviously, if he come, he would obviously go to Raw because that's usually where the bigger stars go. But if I had to put him on a brand, probably NXT.
Yeah.
We could get a lot of great matches out of him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In NXT.
All right, back to the takeover predictions. 2 more matches. Rhea Ripley defending the NXT UK Women's Championship against Toni Storm. How about it?
I'm going Rhea Ripley on this one. Rhea Ripley, obviously, her title reign has kind of been a little. I mean, it's been longer than what they say it is on TV.
It's been like 140 days.
Oh yeah, I think that factor alone. I think they're gonna keep the title on Rhea Ripley just longer, a little bit longer before. I'm gonna give the title to Toni Storm just like that. Mm-hmm. She's gonna win the title eventually. I'm doubting that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think it's Tony's time to win it. I don't think it's Ripley's time to lose it. I think they still need to keep going on with Ripley. But she's great. She's great.
Who do you think is going to be the one to eventually take that title off of Rhea?
See, who we got?
We have Toni Storm, Ginny, Isla Dawn, Xia Brookside, Millie McKenzie, Charlie Morgan, Killer Kelly, Nina Samuels. I believe that's about it.
Yeah, I think so.
And Dakota Kai as well.
If not Toni Storm, because she's originally first pick to take the title off her. I'd go with Isla Dawn.
Okay.
Just if I had to pick one off the top of my head, I'd probably go with Isla Dawn.
Okay. And the main event, Joe Coffey versus Pete Dunne for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. How about it?
See this one?
It's tough.
Maybe. I think they're gonna keep the title on Pete Dunne. Maybe just a little bit longer, but in this instance, I still think Joe Coffey could be the one to take the title of Pete Dunne after Blackpool. But I think Pete Dunne shouldn't be dethroned just yet.
I feel as though they're going to have Pete Dunne lose it after he surpasses 2 years.
Yeah, I would assume that's where they're going.
Yeah, because there's no way you're going to have Joseph Connors deserves better. Well, to be quite honest, Joseph Connors is in a decent position right now. There's a lot of talent overshadowing Joseph Connors.
Yeah.
All right, but in case you haven't seen it, I want you guys, after the stream's over, go check out the rundown for NXT TakeOver Blackpool, NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, which I posted. It's already doing good. I believe it's got like 20 views, about 4 or 5 likes. So, let's talk about this last topic we got on our StormsStream. Listen to this. According to Dave Meltzer, by way of Cage Side Seats, the Royal Rumble was originally supposed to host Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship, but it was changed to Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey. Ethan, what do you think this means?
This means maybe Sasha's getting she hasn't gotten for a while now. I think this is a good opportunity for Sasha to kind of get her career back on track because she hasn't really been going anywhere as far as, since her rivalry since losing the title, she hasn't won too much. I think it was a great call to replace Charlotte with Sasha because we've already seen Charlotte. I mean, I wouldn't really want to see it again, and Sasha's going to get a great match out of Ronda. Obviously, Sasha's one of the best female talents in the company, if not the entire world. But I think this was the best decision, honestly.
Yeah, I want to agree with you, but think about what this could mean for Charlotte and Becky. Because if you think about it, could they be possibly, and with Becky gaining the opportunity, could this possibly be the fuck you to the fans by WWE by having Charlotte win the Rumble for herself?
I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest.
That's the thing that has the wheels in my head turning, because the logical thing to do would be to have Becky lose clean to Asuka, put her in the Royal Rumble, and then Becky and Charlotte eliminate each other, and they both are put in the championship match with Ronda. That's the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
But, it really is a tough call. It's a tough call, and I really don't know. Look, I'm happy for Sasha, and I think that this match with Ronda, this could be Ronda's best match to date.
Yeah.
But considering what the WWE, what do we know about WWE and Logic, DJ? Yeah, right? WWE and Logic don't mix.
Shit there.
WWE and Logic don't mix. So I don't know. It really is a tough call, guys. It really is a tough call because I don't really know where Becky's going to play into all of this, because Becky's competing in a title match. The original plan was Rousey versus Flair, and then most likely it was going to be Becky versus Ronda at WrestleMania. No Charlotte Flair. But now that Charlotte Flair has got this whole beef with Ronda and all that, then this could potentially be the start of a cycle in which Becky could be thrown to the side, and then Charlotte Flair's just going to step in and be the fucking Roman Reigns in this instance. And we don't need another Roman Reigns. One's too many. One's too many. I don't know. I'm very apprehensive about this. I'm very, very, very worried that we are going to have... Exactly. Becky's the Daniel Bryan right now. I'm very worried that we are going to have another incident like the 2015 Royal Rumble when WWE just gave the biggest middle finger that they could possibly give to the fans. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. It really is a tough call. And I am very, very, very afraid.
Yeah. With WWE, you kind of have to be afraid. You can't really help it.
With the WWE, like, when do they ever do anything right in an instance like this? They never do it.
They never do.
People were saying, a lot of fucking people and a lot of fucking idiots were saying that Roman Reigns winning was the right choice. No, it fucking wasn't. Do you see where...
Fuck no, it wasn't.
Exactly. X3 was probably saying that. That's the only time I'm going to give him clout.
No, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, you wouldn't doubt that. He's a fucking idiot. But in this instance, WWE needs to go ahead. They need to push forth. Yeah, be afraid. Be very afraid of Vince McMahon. Don't remind me, Sid. But WWE needs to go ahead, have Becky lose clean. They need to put Becky in the Rumble. You need to have Becky and Charlotte eliminate each other, thus setting up the triple threat. That 2015, another opportunity for WWE to do Bryan and Lesnar when Bryan was still over. Yeah. I mean, like, we still got a great match last year. That match I put on my top 10 at number 3, Bryan and Lesnar. That was a great fucking match.
Yeah, that was a great match.
So, in this instance, we're looking at triple threat. If they go ahead and they do a complete swerve and we get the fucking repeat from Royal Rumble 2015, shit's going down. Shit is going down, and there's going to be a lot of fucking revolt. And I think the revolt's going to be even fucking worse than the revolt in 2015. Yep. And that is saying something. That is saying something, guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Same scenario as Cena and Batista. But ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching an hour and 30 minutes. WWE could swerve the fans and have none of them win and then somebody else win. Yeah. I mean, like, the only person really worthy other than Becky and Charlotte to win is Ember Moon. But I'm afraid since Becky is so hot right now and Charlotte is having, you know, this feud with Ronda, if they put Ember Moon in there, then, you know, it could result in fan backlash and people booing Ember Moon. You don't want to take that risk. You do not want to take that risk. But ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching an hour and 30 minutes. And I think it's about time we wrap this thing up. I know it's late over there in the UK, Ethan. And Ethan, I would like to thank you so much for being my guest. I would like to thank you so much for staying up so late to be on this special edition StormsStream. I know it's going to be tough. By the way, Ethan is actually coming to the US permanently. So one day, him and me, we're going to have a fan interview sometime when he comes to a WWE event by me. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. One last time, guys, one last reminder. Hit that thumbs up. I'm trying to get to over 15. Beat out the last StormsStream I did. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram at TheDJStorms. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter at StormsTakeover. Do not forget to check out the rundown for NXT TakeOver Blackpool, which I already posted. Do not forget that this winter, February 2019. No, you are not unsubscribing to me. This February 2019, February 17th, at Pub 46 in Clifton, New Jersey, Wrestling Express meetup for Elimination Chamber. I'm going to be there. Tommy McGraw is going to be there. Of course, oh my God, Tyson Arnold. Tyson, where were you? Tyson, I added you on Twitter. You missed the entire stream. You were at work this time, man. Come on. The next stream, I don't know if Devin Crawley is still here. Devin, holler if you hear me. But Devin Crawley is going to be on the next stream. Devin Crawley and I are going to do the stream. Possibly, I may come to Texas sometime, maybe. But Devin Crawley and I are going to do a storm stream this Sunday if I'm not working. Depends on my hours. Right now it's on. It's probably going to be at 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Sunday. If I'm working, we're going to have to move it possibly to Monday. That's going to be the 10th storm stream, actually. Am I going to do a review on NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool? Yes, I am. I'm absolutely going to do it. I will probably have it up most likely on Monday. I'm definitely going to do it. Who's Gunner? Gunner Trash is an independent wrestler here in Jersey whom I've had on the channel before. He's the current North American champion. He wrestles for a brand called Rescue Mania. If you want to go check out the Eye of the Storm with Gunner Trash, go to the Eye of the Storm section of YouTube videos. The Eye of the Storm with Gunner Trash is there. So is the Eye of the Storm with Christopher Ford. He's a great guy. Gunner Trash is a great guy. Yes, he is a very good wrestler. Very entertaining as well. But Ethan, where can we find you on social media?
At Ethan Craddock 01.
On both Instagram and Twitter?
On Instagram, I'm Craddock Ethan. My last name is first. My first name is last.
Awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. He's Ethan Craddock. This has been the 9th Annual Special Edition Storm Stream. Thank you guys so much. I will hopefully see you on Sunday, and we're really going to make history. Me and Devin Crawley are making history on the 10th Annual Special Edition Storm Stream. It is going to be a must-see event. But for now, guys, I'm out. I hope you enjoy.